For EP, climbing walls and handholds is our business, but that's really not why we're here. We're here to enrich people's lives and introduce climbing to the world. We know that once somebody gets an opportunity to go indoors and climb on a climbing wall, that they're going to be hooked and they're going to be a climber for life.
Hello and welcome to Chongqing in China. We are here and raring to go as we kickstart the IFSC's 2014 season. We are bringing you two different disciplines here from this first event on our calendar. They include bouldering and speed. Over 140 athletes have gathered here in this megapolis, this city of over 31 million different people. We now add into that 26 different countries with our contingent of athletes as they get ready to get things started here over the course of this weekend. Time now then for us to take a brief look at the world rankings. These are as our rankings stand after the end of the 2013 season. Take a brief look now at the beginning of our 2014 season, starting off with the men's first. In first place then, Dmitry Sharafudinov. No surprise there, an incredible season last year for him. Quite a few points there ahead of Jakob Schuber in second place. Now unfortunately Jakob has suffered a finger injury just before the start of the season this year, and it's looking like he's going to be out of the boulder season. That leaves a massive window of opportunity here for athletes such as Sean McCall and Rustam Gelmanov to push back up towards that top spot. Rustam previously has held that top spot that his teammate now Dmitry is clinging onto, and Sean McCall, exceptionally strong climber in both bouldering and lead. A great opportunity for him here, unfortunately with Jakob missing from the 2014 season, hoping to return for the lead later on the IFSC's calendar year. Kilian Fischhuber back again. Now there were some rumours going around that Kilian could have had his last year with us last year, 2013. It's looking like he's back with us again this year, 2014, kicking things off here in Chongqing. Guillaume Gleron-Mondet for France, always a strong competitor there, in 6th place at the end of last year, 277 points, just behind Kilian. Jorg Verhoeven of the Netherlands, another very strong competitor, and Jan Hoyer just below him in 8th. Jan, who had his first ever gold medal positioning at Innsbruck last year. Fantastic competition for him. He's going to be looking to get a few more of those under his belt as we move through this season. Segret Leschat, one of the older athletes here for Switzerland, and Rei Sugimoto, another one of the older athletes for Japan, a very strong dark horse, as it were, of the climbing world. Onto our second page then, Thomas Tauporn here, another strong competitor for Germany in 11th place. Jörne Kruder done exceptionally well yesterday in the qualifications here in Chongqing, ending up in first place, having flashed all 5 problems in the qualification rounds. Thomas Clarion Tito, we saw him over at the Quiff just before the warm-up event to the IFSC calendar year. He's back again here in Chongqing, as is Horis Kuru of Japan. Jonas Baumann there as well of Germany, Clement Betchen, Jeremy Bonda, Lucas Enemosa, Michaelo Shalajin and Mauricio Huerta of Mexico making it into the top 20 there. Those are your top 20 male athletes on the world rankings for the IFSC. Now then, to take a quick look at the women's world rankings after the end of the 2013 season. We are standing here with Anna Stöhr on the top of the pile. No surprises there after the incredible run of events that we saw throughout 2013 with her string of gold medals, leading the pack by 580 points to our second place competitor Akio Noguchi, 383. What a difference between them, and Akio is an extremely strong competitor in bouldering as well. We'd look to see some very exciting things from her as we move through this year. This third place position then, Alex Puccio, managing to pip Shauna Coxey, who's in 4th place at the end of last year, by just 12 points all in all. It shows different here on the rankings. It's saying that that's just 2 points there, 342 to 340. But at the end of Munich last year, it was 12 points. Remember, these athletes get to drop their worst result, and that's why you're seeing it as it is now. So even closer when you look at it on here between the two of them. Jule Worm then as well, her big gold win as well, the double German gold in Innsbruck last year. Fantastic competitor. Looking forward to seeing some excitement from her. Katharina Sauwein, the queen of the Kitzbühel Festival, here in 6th place on the the world rankings. Melissa Leneve, fantastic setter as well as a climber here. We've seen her at many events throughout the year on the run up towards our IFSC year. She's in 7th place on the world rankings. Momoka Oda, one of the strongest lead competitors in the world despite her young age, also here in bouldering in 8th place, had a very strong season last year, 230 points there for her. Mina Markovic, the almost unbeaten queen of the lead season here, if it weren't for Kim Jae-in, but she's been right up there at the top of the pile on the lead climbing for many, many years, and here she is as well in the top 10 on the bouldering. And then in 10th place, Mina Leslie Wojcicki, a new hopeful for Great Britain as we move into 2014. We have seen her before, but it's looking like she's in fantastic form for the start of the 2014 season. Over onto our page 2 then, Monika Recchi for Germany, another strong competitor, as is Aya Inoue actually, after quite an impressive turn of events in some of the events throughout 2013, making it into a final or two there. Here in 12th place on the overall rankings, Leah Crane, another hopeful for Great Britain, in 13th. Olga Yakovleva of Russia in 14th. Petra Klingler in 15th. Melanie Sandoz, the reigning world champion of bouldering, here in 16th place. Now we've got those world championships coming up for you later on in the 2014 season as well, so keep your eyes peeled for that as we move through the rest of our coverage. Therese Johansson as well there for Norway in 17th place. Tatiana Shimolinkina of Russia in 18th, Anne-Laure Chevrier in 19th, and Sabine Bacher of Austria in 20th. Those are your top 20 male and female athletes on the world rankings at the start of the 2014 season. What an exciting year we have ahead of us.
Hi, I'm Li Xu. I'm from Chinese Mountaineering Association. I'm a supervisor of competitions and climbing, yes. Climbing is not a big sport in China because it's from Western countries and just came to China just no more than 20 years. But we are promoted in these years. In recent years, like youth climbers, they boom because the young parents want their children to do more active sports. This year we have a program with the Kellers, and they support us. In this year, in 200 cities around China, you can imagine 200 cities, we are organized activities and climbing camps for the youth people. Yes, Qi Xinzhong is a good climber, especially in speed. And right now he's a climbing star in China. So many young people admire him. And in some competitions or activities for youth, he came and got a lot of young people to learn from him.
Well, we are just a few moments away now from getting started with our semi-finals here in the bouldering, the very first IFSC World Cup of 2014. I am psyched. I hope you guys are psyched back at home as well. Let's take a brief look then before we do get started with our start lists today after the results from yesterday in the qualifications, of which I will go through with you a little bit later on. But here we are then, looking now at the men's start list for the bouldering. We're going to be having men and women starting things off together here today. We have the entire wall full as we start to build up these athletes coming out. But starting off then with Vlas Gavrilov of Russia, Jeremy Bonder then for France, Horis Kuru of Japan, onto Jongwon for Korea. Artem Petrikov, another Russian athlete here. James Kasey managing to make it into the semi-finals. I wish him all the best. Made his first final last year in Log-Dragomer. Andrzej Murczyński-Victor of Poland. Alban Livier of France. Rustam Gelmanov there as well, qualifying here. Makoto Yamauchi as well of Japan. That's your first page. On to Rei Sugimoto, as I said earlier, the dark horse. Kilian Fischuber back again after thinking, all of us thought he was going to be concentrating on just the World Championships this year. It's great to see him here. Vadim Timonov as well for Russia. Roland Rugens, Jorg Verhoeven, Jan Hoyer, all names that we're used to seeing here as well. Then Fuji Kokoro for Japan, a nice new face here. Dmitry Sharafutinov, Guillaume Glaramonde, and Yerne Kruder, top of the pile, last out here for us, only athlete yesterday to to do 5 tops in 5 attempts. That was 5 flashes here in the qualifications. I'll explain a little bit more about the overall results for that a little bit later on and what stumped some of the other athletes. On to the women's then. This is our women's start list. Yang Rong, the only athlete for China making it through into the semi-final stage in the women's here. Melanie Sandos, our current world champion in bouldering, just managing to get in here as well. Petra Klingler, Mina Leslie Wojastik, Anna Galiamova, Hung Ying Li. A fantastic performance from her. Very surprising for a lot of people here at the venue for China, Taipei. Vera Zilistra, Fanny Gibbert, Julia Abramchuk making it into this semi-finals after taking that break, going away to have some children and coming back again, putting on quite the show yesterday here in the qualifications. Momoka Oda then as well, no surprises there to see her into the semi-finals. And then a very traditional, as it were, set up here on the top 10 athletes making it through out of our 20. Yuka Kobayashi, Aya Noe, Sassol, Marie Thevenet, Anna Stöhr. Interesting to see her quite low here. I'll explain what that was yesterday. Alex Puccio as well, Mina Markovic, Eula Verm, Shauna Coxey and Akio Noguchi. Those are your athletes here, the 40 athletes making it through to the semi-final stage. And in a very brief moment, we're going to be looking at getting started over on the wall with our first pairing of athletes. So in a few moments' time, we will be taking you over onto the wall into our quad screen for our semi-finals here. But just before we do that, before the athletes are coming out, let's hear a little bit of a catch-up with our overall champion from last year, Anna Stöhr.
I think that that's very individual. You can't say that it's a recipe which helps everyone, but for me, music definitely helps. When I'm nervous, I put on my headphones, and also when I'm bored in qualification, sometimes it tends to be boring if you flash a boulder, but also when I'm nervous, I tune in my music and it helps me. I can relax and I can concentrate quite well, and also I like to play with the pressure.
Have a little bit of a catch up there with Anna. We are now going to take you over to the wall as we get started bringing out our first athletes here. We get ready to have a look at what the setup is in front of us here. We had a nice chat yesterday to Matthew, our chief route setter, about what he's got in store for us here in the semi-finals. We start at the far end on the far right hand side here with our first 2 athletes, M1 and F1. I hope you've all had a nice break. Nice to get back into the swing of things. Our very first event of 2014. So here we have Yang Rong of China and Blas Gavrilov on the first blocks of the day. Straight up onto this half donut, the crescent moon shape there for Rong, which is the bonus. You can see the tab there. It was interesting to speak to Matthew yesterday. He was talking about this first problem for F1, saying it's kind of almost like a reverse slab. It is a slab, it's leaning back, and we'd expect it to be a balance-based problem, maybe using a lot of footwork. Not so for this one. They've tried to overpower it so that it's all about basically this mantle in the middle here. You can see for the bonus block. M1, another interesting start, trying to bridge out straight away into this bonus. The donut shape you can see there, top left-hand side. Blas taking a moment to have a look at this. If you're new to this, I know a lot of you aren't, but if you are new and you're just tuning in and trying to get involved with the sport and interested to see what it's all about, this is our semi-final stage. We take 20 athletes for the men and 20 athletes for the women through into this stage of the competition. These athletes are presented with a set of problems. These are the first of 4 problems that they each have. So 4 for the men, 4 for the women here on the wall. And they're trying to make as many tops as they can in the least amount of attempts. So every time they get onto the wall past these start positions, you can see just by the clock there at the bottom right-hand corner where Rong has just dropped down onto the mat. Those yellow markers you can see there, those are the starting positions. 2 on the green and 2 on the blue means 2 hands onto the green, 2 feet onto the blue block before you start your climb. Once you move past that, you're onto an attempt. And they're trying to get to the top by using as few attempts as possible. That's why Vlas was taking his time there. They are timed. Very strict limit here, 5 minutes. This changes for the final, but I'll explain that a little bit later on. We've got a full day of coverage for you today. After we finish here with the bouldering semi-finals, we're going to go over to the speed wall for the speed finals here as well, and then back over to the bouldering wall once the resetters have reset these blocks for a whole new setup, and for our first bouldering final of the year as well here in Chongqing. It's looking good from Vlas at the moment. There's a big move coming for him now. Bit of a pop, not quite able to latch on. As you can see just at the very top there, that yellow bit of tape, that's the top. That's where he's trying to get to in the least amount of attempts. He's already had a couple now, so that's no top yet. He has the bonus, which is the big donut shape. He had that on his second attempt, I believe, there. No top yet for him. So the bonus helps us to split the tie as well, just to explain that for you. The bit of red tape you can see there on the individual holds, or in the case of the men's problem one, the big donut you can see there, the volume. Basically, if 2 athletes have managed to top in 4 attempts, that's 1 top in 4 attempts, so 2 of them are on the same thing. The attempt that they manage to get the bonus on will divide them. So say if one athlete got it on the first attempt, managed to get to the bonus on their very first attempt, but didn't manage to top, and if the other athlete managed it on the 3rd attempt, despite the fact that they have 1 top in 4 attempts apiece, that first athlete, after making the bonus on an earlier attempt, would place higher. So if they're tied for attempts on the bonus as well as their attempts on the top, then we go into count back into previous rounds. So we look back at their results for the qualifying rounds, or if we're in the finals, we go back to the semis first and then the qualifying rounds, and we have a look at how they did there as well. Their overall results, we divide them on that also. Nice little move across from Vlas here. Little switch on the top of that donut. Trying a very wide pinch there for a moment. Trying to figure out what to do with his feet. Just 10 seconds left on the clock. It's looking like he's going to be calling it there on that one. Unfortunately then no top for Vlas Gavrilov. Managed to get the bonus though. We move on to our next set of athletes, and those 2 athletes now go into the isolation stage. Managed to rest for a little bit. Switch round, there's Mel Sandos coming out now for France. 2 athletes actually coming out for France now. Jeremy Bonder there also, on the left-hand side. 2 very frequent faces here on the IFSC calendar. There you can see Rong Yang at the very front of the mats, just settling down into isolation before she waits out her 5-minute rest period before getting on with women's problem 2 in a few moments' time. This is how we work: 5 minutes on the wall, 5 minutes off, and we slowly fill up the entirety of this wall. We will be taking you to quad screen a little bit later on as we move through the semi-finals. Great to be back with you guys after such a long break. Hopefully we're going to have a good show here today as we move through our competition. So Jeremy Bonder up to the donut here. A little bit low there with the right hand. You can see he's just switched it up again, going up with the left now. Bit of compression there. Over onto the half moon, the grey half moon. There's the top. It's looking like he wants a quick 1-2 on this one, but it's hard to tell from where he is at that point how good the edge is on the top for the big blue crescent on that one. How secure that slope is going to be when you pop up to it. Bonder wants a brush. Angry at the brushes. Their time is very, very valuable to them.
That's why they're called problems. It's also a mental aspect of this one as well, having to try and figure out body positioning and beta, how you're going to read the block in front of you, how you're going to deal with certain aspects of the wall. 2 minutes 49 here left on the clocks. Boulder wanting to brush on the donut before he makes another attempt. Sandoz very nearly onto the bonus there, unfortunately not. And we have our World Championships coming up this year as well. Melanie Sandoz took the title a year before last actually. 2 years ago in Paris. Versi, in front of her home crowd, again the bouldering world champion. We've got our bouldering world championships coming up in Munich this year, a little bit later on around August time. Excited to see how we're going to get on with that when she comes back to defend her title. Struggling to find a nice way of starting here on block 1 for the women's. There you can see the start positioning, as I was talking about earlier, the 4 all together, bits of yellow tape, 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom, there we go. So there's a little bit of a slab-like problem. You do have the balanced start that we're used to seeing on a slab. Once you're onto that crescent there, you can see with the bonus hold onto it, it comes about power here. Interesting variation on the slab format from the route setting team. Boulder with another attempt, 45 seconds left on the clock. Enough time for him to do this. A slip again, he knows he's going to get back on the wall, you can see there. Not much time for this final attempt. Lean out with the hand this time. Inching that right foot up a little bit more. Now his height will come into play here as well. Jeremy Boulder, not one of the tallest athletes here as well. That's why he's finding it difficult to get up on top of that donut shape for that crossover onto the bonus. He has achieved the bonus already, but again, no top here then yet. Still no tops. We are starting in reverse order, so these athletes were the lowest to qualify yesterday in the qualifying rounds. You can see the upper edge of the donut there, the bonus hold on men's problem 1. Petra Klingler now out then on female problem 1, and Horis Kuru for Japan. Both athletes frequent semi-finalists on the IFSC circuit. Let's see whether this year they're ready to pull something out of the bag and try and push for finals again. Over onto problems 2 then now. Here we are with Rong Jiang back onto the wall. Female problem 2. Interesting start here. Now this is the one that Matthew was saying yesterday is going to be what he expects one of the most difficult for the women during the semi-finals. This crazy start facing out towards the audience here. Really having to wedge yourself into the corner before then turning around and getting up onto the bonus. You can see just ahead of them. This is good at the moment though for Yang Rong. One move away from the top here, we could be about to see our very first top of the year on the bouldering circuit. Oh, unfortunately not quite enough purchase on the wall there for her. Down onto the ground she comes. She's just sitting down on the mats for a moment now. having a little look at that section again, thinking how she's going to work that one. Nice overhang section here from the men on problem 2. Vlad's not entirely sure how to deal with that one. And here we see different foot positions to what we saw a few moments ago from Jeremy Bonder. Skuru, who's also one of the smaller athletes here, managing to inch that foot higher up on that previous volume, and then instead this time now going to the lower edge of the donut before working up to the upper edge. Very nice difference in beta there. That's how to do it if you're a little bit shorter. You can see the mental aspect of it, being able to work out the beta, figure out the best way to do it for your own personal body type. Now he's just going to figure out how he's going to get to the top. Fortunately down on that one. So he's figured out how to do the first section. It's going to take a few moments to take a look at the top, I think, now. Petra, tiny crimp there with the left hand, you can just see in the bottom right hand corner, trying to get the stability of that balance that we saw Mel Sandoz having a problem with a few moments ago. And once she's over onto this bonus, Petra should be okay. She's got quite a bit of maximum power, Petra, so yep, here we go, straight up into the mantle, no problem there. That's how you go from here with your feet, nice and easy. Gonna lever herself into that corner, but the mantle was dealt with pretty easy there by Petra. Trying to switch feet. Still no top so far, but Petra's looking good here. This is the awkward thing. They've made a power problem out of a slab here, but the slab means you want to keep the centre of your gravity close to the wall. That's why she's levering into the corner there. You can see as her hips started to come out, she stopped herself, went back down again, tried to move a little bit closer to the wall. This is looking good for Petra. Just don't rush this bit now. Matching and crossing hands here. One move away from the top, trying to get a toe hook in there. A little bit of extra purchase before going for this top. Going out to a campus, too much of a swing and down. Fantastic effort there from Petra, but unfortunately not enough. And there it is. We thought it was going to go to Jiang Rong after the first attempt, and it did with 10 seconds left to go. Their first top of the year. Chinese athlete in China. Round of applause from the crowd. Nice top there from her. So we welcome a new set of athletes now. We've got our 2 French athletes back out onto the wall. Men's problem 2, women's problem 2. We now have Mina Leslie Wojastik out, as well as Chong Jong-woon for Korea. Bonder then managing to spot the beta of reaching over to the right hand side straight away. It is a little bit of a giveaway with those chalk marks. Now this looks like a crazy compression move here on the roof. For the guys, not very nice holds at all at the start of this one. Going to be using a lot of power to get through this roof section, this overhanging section of M2. Mel Sandoz looking good here up to the bonus. An ultimate hold with the right. Is she going to pop for this? No, unfortunately, same problem that we saw from Rong a few moments ago. Here goes Bonder with another attempt. Trying to go for the lower hold there on that one. instead of going up on the diagonal. Here's Mina then over here with Chongqing. He's getting his balance without going into this stem. Moving up onto that inner crescent as well, a little bit more height. Do with inching that right leg a little bit further over to the left. He's going for the lower one instead. Good choice there. There we are. That's the bonus. It's where to go from here. He's got to get that left leg up now onto the green full moon. Not in the brush. Meet him with another attempt then. Struggling with that first section of balance and that move over onto the bonus hold. Now Sandoz with another attempt. Jeremy Bonder still trying to figure out the beater at the bottom of the wall here, what he needs to do to get up onto those bonus holds. M2 looking like a tough block at the moment. Now Sandoz trying some sort of crazy knee hook. Well, as I mentioned earlier, plenty more still to come for you today. We've got a full day of competition climbing for you. As soon as we finish with the semi-finals, we're going to be shooting over to the speed wall, where we're going to go through our final 16 of men and of women. We have an official wall here as well for the speed, which is nice and exciting. As we can set records, should they be broken. And then it'll be back over to the bouldering once the route setters have reset this wall here. Back over onto this wall for our finals in the bouldering. Definitely something to look forward to. Top 6 athletes out of the ones that you can see here will be going through in men and women. 12 all in all. Now this could be a height thing as well with Bonder. He might want to try and get a toe hook underneath the second green hold you can see just at the very bottom part of the overhang there. It looks like he wants to put a left hand guppy on that third hold up of the overhang, but he might not be able to reach that far and still keep the toe hook on, which is what's going to keep him on the wall. It's going to be interesting to see some of the taller athletes get onto that block in a few moments' time, see what they get up to, what they decide to do. So a new set of athletes and a new set of blocks now. Jiang Rong and Vlas Gavrilov will be over onto M and F3 in a moment, so we're going to have a little look at what we've got lined up from the route setters over on those in a few moments' time. There you can see they're in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen at the moment, F3 and M3. Anna Galiamova and Artem Petrakov, both from Russia, now starting off on F and M1. And in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, Yang Rong. Nice diversity here in the sets of blocks, starting with that sort of powerful slab for the women, onto a more technical block. A couple of little tricky moments and intricate moments of athleticism. And then we go over onto female problem 3 into this really nice dynamic problem here. Double dyno start by the look of things. That's the way that Rong Jiang is approaching it at the moment, at least. For the men's, interesting as well, a technical first block onto quite a powerful, but still quite technical second block. And M3 just looks a little bit crazy here. This black line you can see in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. And on the left. So Horisukuru, who earlier managed to figure out the beater for the lower section, or a better beater at least, than Jeremy Bonder. Both athletes of fairly similar height. Let's see how he gets on men's problem 2 now. He's in the top right-hand corner of your screen, where you can see Udo's crazy hair just sort of floating around in the bottom. German coach. Had a nice interview with Jan Hoyer yesterday, and a catch-up with Udo about what the German team's been up to. Interesting approach here from Skuru. Trying to reverse it a little bit there, like he was going to end up upside down. Using the left edge of that first sort of pinch hold they've got on the roof. 1 minute 35, plenty of time for these guys. And there you go, on the bottom left now, our cameraman has woken up. They are volunteers. And now we get a better look at men's problem 3 then, these black blocks. It looks like a bit of a compression start. Big move there, third move of M3. Skuru still fighting with M2. Another attempt for wrong. Huge swing out there on that one. There is no black tape, though I don't think reaching over onto that head wall we've got in the middle is going to be any benefit to them at all. It's going to bring them further off the wall. But interesting to see no black tape on this one. They can use as much of the wall as they want to. Another different approach here from Horisukuru. Top right hand side. Oh, and she's managed to hold it on this one now. You can see her on the bottom left hand screen, straight up into this side mantle. She's got to get that foot up there. Switching to a different tactic. Nicely, she's got a hand up. Very nearly at the top. 10 seconds left. She's got to stick with this now. Amazing, very nicely done. A fantastic show here for Yang Rong. That's 2 tops so far, and none of our other athletes have had 1 yet. Fantastic show for China so far here. They should be very proud of her. Another rotation. And 2 new interesting athletes to keep your eye on as we move through this competition. It's Li Chongqing of Chinese Taipei. Put on a fantastic show for us yesterday. Very much a dark horse. No one knew anything about her really, and she just kind of came out and shocked everybody. Managing to make it through into the qualifying, to the semi-finals, managing to qualify for the semi-finals, but not just qualify, actually qualify at a relatively good position as well. She'll be out of female problem 1, and then of course the other one is James Kasey, making it through to this stage of the comp as well. Nice start for the season for him. He knows he's got to put on a good show for us today. He wants to see himself through to the finals, just like he did last year, his first finals last year. He's here to win this year. Only male representative for Australia at the moment. Hope we might see Tom back with us a little bit later on, and of course Webb Parsons. James going right up to the top. It's looking like he's going for the higher method on this one. He's a little bit taller than the other guys. As you can see, they're able to span that relatively easy onto that bridge. He's going for the top. Lie into this little campus section now. Switch that foot over. Perfect beater so far from James. This is looking really good. It's this next move that's going to cost him. How's he going to get past this? Got to keep into the wall, James. Gets a hand up onto the top. 1 more and it's yours, James. This could be a top on M1. Very nicely done. A flash on M1 for James Kasey. Great start to the competition there for him. The first male athlete to have topped M1, and he's done it in a flash. Chongqing over on M2. What's he going to do here? No one's quite figured out the correct beta for that one yet. Trying to get through that first section of the wall. Mina out on F2 now, the top right-hand corner of your screen. Mel Sandoz and Jeremy Bonder at the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, and also on the bottom left. Two different angles there for you. Mina down again. 1 minute 45, enough time here. Mel Sandoz looking good. Very nicely done. Top there for her. Much fewer attempts as well. Zhang Rong a little bit earlier. Li Hongyin, great performance yesterday. Is she going to find a little bit of a shot coming into the semi-finals when it steps up a notch? Or are we going to see her excel again? Top left-hand corner at the moment. Mina going for a different approach here on the top right as well, refusing to turn round. You are supposed to start that one facing the audience. She's trying to start facing forward. Should be used to this obscure start. She trains in Sheffield with Percy Bishton, a setter who is renowned for this facing the audience legs akimbo start. Hongyin Lee managed to get onto the bonus. Commentators curse the first one of the year. As soon as I say it, she falls. Not entirely sure how to move up from that move. You can see Jeremy Bonder on a few moments ago. The green hold on the black volume, the biggest black volume on M3. Legs came out from the wall there. Next move onto the top's an interesting one. It's looking like we're going to need a toe hook or something on the volume just below it. Another rotation. Vera Zalistra comes to join us, as does Andrzej Morszycki-Victor for Poland. Big hope for Poland. Did fantastic last year. Made quite a few semi-finals. Nice to see him back as well. Klingler again on this one should have little difficulty with this dynamic approach. Yep, first time sticks it. For a rock over here by the look of things. Heel hook switching onto this upper position. Looking like she's about to bypass the penultimate hold and just go straight for the top by the look of things. No, she's gone for it with the left. Hand underneath, then switching the feet and then onto the top. Very nicely done there from Petra. Nice strong start to the competition for her. Skuru on M3. Here we are then, let's see, up, no, down. I'm going to try and keep an eye on M3 for this one, see how he gets on with this penultimate move to the top. Nice finish there from Vlas Gavrilov. Zhang Rong. Very, very long block there on F4 for the women. Tough finish. Quite cheeky from the route setters as well to put quite an endurance-based block at the very end here at the semis. And Ajay in the top left-hand corner now. This is the tricky move. Oh, very, very nearly. One hand on. Just enough time for another attempt. Got to get back on the wall. Got to be quick here. Vera's still fighting as well on F1. Say getting ready in a few moments' time. Block number 2. Let's see how he gets on with this one as well. A little bit taller than some of the earlier athletes that we've seen. New rotation, new set of athletes. Alban Levia and Fanny Gibbert out on M and F1. James Kasey, Lee Hong-yin out on problem 2. Sean Jong-won, Mina Leslie-Wajastik problem 3, and Jeremy Wanda, Melanie Sandoz with their last climb in the semi-finals. And Mel needs this to try and secure a fairly decent standing against the other female athletes that are going to come out shortly. Men's problem 4 looking a little bit crazy here as well. Jeremy Bonda come flying off the wall. Big move for Mina there. Nice and secure. Oh, a little bit of a slip with the feet. Up with the left now. Straight out to the booth, not to pole. Trying to go for the top instead. That's enough, Mina. You don't have to stand up. Nice quick finish there as well for Mina Leslie-Wajastik. Good start for her. Sandoz looking good here as well. Tricky little pop there on the side. Right, now we get a bit of a better look from M4. Cameraman has woke up. Big swing out there on M4. Little pop up with the right onto that overhang. The whole body coming out there.
登顶的这条线路，你的成绩肯定是最好的。那么登顶4条线路，它的成绩肯定，我觉得应该。
And you do have black tape here on the bottom left-hand side, the far edge. The arete is cut off, so he can't stop that swing out with a hand on the arete or with a toe hook. Can he send the other leg out? Can he send the right leg out and try and stop the swing out that way, or is it going to be a bit of a double pop? Let's try and slow this swing out down. Go again with another attempt. And another attempt for James Kasey as well. Managing to get it this time. He's taking it a little bit slower. Up to the bonus. Foot back on the wall. Big move there up to the penultimate hold again. Matching. Very nicely done. Good finish there for Jeremy Bonda. After a tough ride of things here at this comp, the semis. Kasey then with a minute left on the clock. M2 is definitely the tough one here for the men. Chongqing also starting facing the wall on F2 and managing it there. Nicely done. Straight up onto the bonus. James calling it a day on M2. It's definitely going to be one to watch out for here on this. Chongqing not quite making the top, just a little bit too quick, and with 8 seconds left, it's looking like she's not going to get that one, unfortunately. Great effort there for her, but no top on female problem 2.
Okay, next one, let's welcome Yulia from Russia. And also let's welcome Rasa Gavrilo from Russia. Welcome you too. 没错，现在出场的这组选手2位都是来自俄罗斯。首先是我们看到女子选手尤里亚，以及我们的男子选手拉斯塔姆。拉斯塔姆的重点介绍一下，目前为止，拉斯塔姆的世界杯的排名呢是第4位。我们来很期待看一下拉斯塔姆的表现。哎，就不要光光介绍我们的男子里面，这位女子里面的老将。曾经的世锦赛的冠军。但是因为他去年可能是因为参赛龄，所以看看我们的资料这里他是没有世界杯里积分的。
So Rustam Galmanov out then. Interesting to see him at the Quiff a little bit earlier on this year. Didn't have that great a run, to be honest, at the Quiff. Made the finals, but had a tricky time of things there. Had an up and down year last year as well. It's really interesting after coming into the start of last year, leading the World Cup rankings from the previous year. Huge name in bouldering, one of the best boulders in the world. We've seen him really struggling over the past year and also the start of this year as well. Let's hope that this will be a good start for him here in Chongqing. We want to see Rustam back on form again. We're aware of what he's capable of. Klingler fighting her way up F4 as well now. Onto this plate in the middle. Looking across onto the second half of this block and this problem. Slapping up with the left, getting foot across now. And then up with the right. Well, no, actually, might have left again here. I just look like it's the right, actually. She went for it, but not quite enough. Rustam managing to get onto the donut then. Top left-hand corner of your screen. Another one of the shorter climbers. So he should go low. He's trying to push up to go high here instead. This is good. An ultimate hold. Expect to see a top here from Rustam. We want to see it. We want to see a good start to the year. Yeah, just one hand there. Just going to pinch that with one hand. Oh, very, very nearly. 1 minute, 17 seconds left. It's enough for another attempt, Rustam. Let's get back up there. Petra as well with another attempt. Skuru just a little bit too fast there on that pop up to the second move of this block on M4. 45 seconds left on the clock. All athletes about to make their final attempt. Petra just not liking that next move up there. Abramchuk very nearly. Can't quite hold it. Over on F1. 15 seconds left and Klingler's going again. A smile from her, but unfortunately, nope. No top there on F4.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, next, let's welcome.
So Mina Leslie Wajastik out for her final climb, as well as Chongqing for Korea. Yamauchi Makoto for Japan, and Momoka Oda. It's the only one from Japan that I can't say how the Japanese would say it. For me, it's just Momoka Oda. I can't say Oda Momoka, it just weirds me out. I should say it that way, that's the way that they're supposed to say it, or I'm supposed to say it. Fantastic season last year on the lead climbing. Multiple Youth World Champion. And when it comes to lead climbing, she's quite firmly in third place at the end of last year, behind Jain and Mina Markovic. It seemed as the year went on last year, she was in definite progression, chasing those two athletes on the top. For the top spot. We look forward to the start of the lead year, see how she gets on with that one, but it's great to have her here on the bouldering as well. Multidiscipline athlete. Mina onto this little compression spot on F4, foot across onto the left. Switching the feet around a bit here. And again, much like we saw with Petra, that tough transition onto the penultimate hold on F4. Chongqing managing to stick that little swing out there into a heel hook. Deciding against it. Up to the bonus. One more move and it's yours. There it is. Nice finish there for Chongqing. At top. Still plenty of time on the clock. Interesting to see how Momoka's going to get on with this slab. Don't usually see slabs on the lead walls that we have in the IFSC comps. And her main discipline is lead climbing. I know she trains for the bouldering as well, but how is she going to get on with the balance here? Trying some crazy ways of starting. And James Kissé with the top there over on M3. A nice comeback after M2. Great way to continue on. Mina Leslie Majestic here. Chongqing Wu, great finish there for him a few moments ago. Mina Leslie Majestic still thinking through F4. Nice to see James Kissé back and on peak form as well. A lot of other competition yet to come for you. There are a lot of very, very strong athletes still to emerge. We're about to get into our top 10. We'll wait to see how these top 10, much of the top 10 as well, are actually in the top 10 on the world rankings. Some surprises in there. If James manages a flash or a very quick problem 4, he could be in with a good standing. Very interesting move there from Lee Hung-yin. She's trying what is kind of like a double dyno into a campus move there. It's a pop and then a quick pop again with the hands. That looks like it might be a height thing more than anything. What she wants to do is go straight for the bonus. The other thing as well is that she's using up a lot of attempts here. Only 4 seconds left, unfortunately. Just looks like she wants the bonus. Now, as I mentioned earlier as well, Rei Sugimoto, one of the dark horses of the men's bouldering world. More than capable of a place in the finals. He ranked 10th after yesterday, 4 tops in 7 attempts, 5 bonuses in 5. Put him in the upper 10 athletes at this competition, but we've seen him in the finals many, many times. We take the top 6 of each, top 6 men, top 6 women after their performances here. And Rei's one person who has a chance of being one of them. Yuka Kobayashi is another very strong contender. Is she going to push her way into the finals this year? Rustam not having a nice time of things here, onto M2. He didn't have a nice time on M1 either. Going on to M2 now. Who's going to be our first male athlete to try and crack this block then? This is definitely the tricky one for the men. Interestingly enough, F1 is looking like a tricky one for the women's as well. That an F4. Top there for Yulia Abramchuk on F2. Ray Sugimoto figuring out what to do on M1, getting up to the top, on the top left-hand corner of your screen at the moment. Anna Galiamova just lost in a world of beta on F4. What am I going to do to get to that penultimate move? Ray doing the same here, taking another look at that one. Artur Petrikov trying to contain the swing out on M4. Rustam inspecting the overhang on M2. Another attempt then for Rustam here. With the right first, pinching the edge of that first block and then moving over to the right hand side when he feels a little bit more secure. But no. 1 minute left on the clock. Got to move now if we've got a chance of seeing the top from these guys. Anna Galiamova's got to push. This could be her last climb off Chongqing in the bouldering here. .27 seconds left on the clock. Anna Galiamova up into this tricky move. Maybe it's in going high with the left hand on F4 on that pyramid volume just below it. Definitely got to take it to move over with the feet. And here we are then. Not that it hasn't been interesting before, but it is about to get very, very interesting as we move through the next, into our top 9 athletes coming out now, one of which is Kilian Fischuber. The one, Noeaya. Kasei with his final climb. Wish him all the best here. Come on, it's colour coordinated to your shirt, James. It's like you belong on this block. Okay, trying to figure out how to start off on F2 as well here. Tricky time of things on problem 1 for the women. Alban Levier. James straight up there and out with the foot. Interesting, it's the first guy I've seen go straight out to that foothold there as opposed to getting the bonus first. He's switching back down again, don't fall. Oh, unfortunate. He got the bonus on the first attempt though. What he needs to do is get the bonus, then slide the hand up, get the hand up onto the penultimate hold, then get the foot on, deliver himself up onto the top. Good effort for a first attempt though. Seen Kilian do some really good work on these balancy type of blocks over in Miol last year, like we're seeing now on M1. So I hope this one's to his liking as well. Straight into the lean out with the left there, onto the donut. James going up with the foot again here. Down again. That's it, switching over onto the left, getting the bonus. Now from there up with the right hand. Yes, and now onto the foothold. Other foothold. Yes. No. And there it is, different way of doing it, but a nice finish as well there for James Casey. He should be pleased with that performance, even if he doesn't make finals. Killian having a tough time of things here. 1 minute 27 left on the clock. Struggling to get up and past the bonus hold here. Killian onto the upper section here now, then past the bonus. 30 seconds left. Bit too quick on the move up to the final hold there. Is he going to go again with 30 seconds? Nope, not by the look of things. Tough start here for Killian. Satsol out on female problem 1, Vadim Timalov. 2 new athletes here. The results from yesterday, Vadim managing to qualify in 8th place with 4 tops in 5 attempts, 5 bonuses in 7. Good strong start for him. Satsol, 8th place as well, 4 tops in 7, 5 bonuses in 6. Only 3 athletes in the men's managed to top all 5 of the blocks yesterday, and only 2 in the women's managed to do that. Talking through who they are in a few moments. M2 still being the bane of everyone's life here at the moment. Rei Sugimoto. Here is Elistra into this position. Let's see what she does here then on F4. sliding that left hand up or considering it. Very nearly managing to stick that next move as well. Once a brush, 2 minutes left on the clock. Has the beater for the earlier section. Got a hand to it. Which is better than we've seen earlier. Yuka Kobayashi on the penultimate hold for Japan here. Very nearly as well. Interesting different tactic here from Yulia Abramchuk. Very different beater, using the bonus to rock up and over, manages to stick it though, and there's a top. There you are, there are different ways of approaching every single problem here. Moto with another attempt. No one quite figuring out the right beater for M2. It looks like you want to do right hand on the lower plate you can see there, and left hand on the edge of the upper plate you can see there just before the bonus, with maybe a toe hook or maybe a pinch between the toes. On the plate that's just at the bottom of the wall, this one that you can see, it's a starting hold here now. No one seems to be trying it that way, and I could be completely wrong. Straight out for the bonus, another different attempt there. 20 seconds left on the clock, these guys. And Ray might put in another attempt here, try and get the bonus hold possibly. Galmanov still fighting here on M3. Really bad run for him as well. It's looking like that tough time of things is following him into 2014. Now, can Killian crack M2? Marie Thevenet on F1 and Roland Rubens on M1 now. These guys qualifying in 7th place, actually tied 6th, Roland Rubens, with 4 tops in 5 attempts, 5 bonuses in 6. That was tied 6th with Jorg Verhoeven, he'll be next out. And Marie Thevenet in 7th place with 4 tops in 5, 4 bonuses in 4. Killian doing a little bit of housekeeping before he even gets started on this one. No such luck so far for Killian. Seems determined though. Dino here as well. Former Mocha on female problem 3. Another thing that she's not going to be overly used to, being a lead climber. Though we did see a bit of that last year in Purs, the men's final. Killian trying that upside down tactic we saw a little bit earlier on one of the attempts. Rubens out to the penultimate hold, up in the top left now. Don't take it slow, too quick. Aya very nearly managing the top there. We've seen quite a few of the female athletes get to that penultimate hold. Just not quite make that transition to the top the first time. Everyone having a tough time on M2. Mocha managing to stick that dyno now, straight onto the bonus hold. Up comes the heel. And she should be okay now that she's on the wall. Going for the same tactic straight away we saw a few moments ago with Yulia Abramchuk. Yep, and there's the top. Kidding's looking like he's going to get a toe in there. Yep, and he's pinching it as well. No, not quite. 1 minute left on the clock. That pinch again, no, and he's calling it quits there on that one. By the look of things, is anyone going to be able to crack M2? If they can't, it's putting James Casey in a pretty good stead for a shot at the finals here. Just managing to do it there by the look of things. Marine Thevenet manages to crack F1. There was 1 second left there on the clock by the time she got both hands on that one, but it looks like that was hers. And we move on to Anna Stöhr and Jorg Verhoeven on F and M1. Now then, Anna had a tough time with things yesterday in the qualifications. Not all in all, she did very well on 3 of the blocks. It was just the final block that caused her the tricky problems, and it caused problems for quite a few of the other female athletes as well. Anna qualified in 6th place yesterday, 4 tops in 5 attempts, 5 bonuses in 5. And above her, Alex Puccio in 5th with 4 tops in 4. Eula Verm, 4 tops in 4 as well. Mina Markovic, 4 tops in 4. Only 2 athletes managed to do 5 tops yesterday, and only 1 athlete, both athletes of our 2 did it all in flashes. They were Akira Noguchi and Shauna Coxey, 5 tops in 5. Akira Noguchi, 5 tops in 5 as well. That managed to top all of the blocks in the women's. Anna Stöhr up to the top there on female problem 1, still with 3 minutes left on the clock. Good strong start for her. Let's see how she progresses from now on. Vadim Timonov now on his attempt on M2. Let's see how he gets on. Sat Sol on female problem 2. And Yulia Abramchuk with her final climb, female problem 4. York's still fighting out here on M1. But as we are watching these, we're into the top 6 now, starting to emerge. I am joined by James Casey, who's just finished his run. Very impressive stuff. How you doing?
Very good. I haven't actually seen the scores yet, so I don't know how I'm placing, but I'm really happy with how I climbed.
You're first at the moment.
Fantastic. Can't complain with that, that's for sure.
That was 3 tops, right?
3 tops in 5 attempts.
Fantastic performance all the way around. You came out and flashed the first one.
Yep.
The second one had the tricky time of things on.
Yeah, the second one was really hard. The holds were quite slick at the start. I knew it was going to be hard when I first looked at it. I was like, oh, so I gave it quite a few shots just to try and get to the bonus.
I got to stop you for a second, because actually this is the first time we've seen anyone progress past the bonus on M2. Vadim Timonov here. It's looking like he could get a top out of this one as well. Trying to figure out where to go from now. I'll come back to you on that in a second, James. I want to talk to you about M2, because it's been the bane for everyone all the way through this. Using the arete now. Swinging out here, trying to figure out how to get to that top. It's quite a big move there as well. Is it a bit of a pop, or are you going to expect both feet on the wall? Going for a mantle here. It is looking like he's timed out. He wants to do it anyway by the look of things. And that shows it can be done. It can be done, and that was actually the minute timer. He's done it within the time. Vadim Timonov, fantastic performance there. First athlete to give us a top on M2. I want to talk to you about, before we go on to M3 and M4 and how you did on those, talk to me about M2. What is the problem with this one?
I suppose M2, all the holds are really quite slick. The first 3, like the first hold hasn't got any screw-ons in it. The second one has a tiny little screw on the right-hand side. It's very slick, so it's pretty much non-existent. And then the third hold's the first one that actually has some screw-ons on it or some holds onto it. I tried any combination that I could think of, going left hand, right hand, meat wrapping this way, that way, feet first, and I just didn't have enough squeeze. The holds are quite slick, so hats off to him for just completing it. Very impressive.
We've seen the same thing from every athlete that's gone so far. We've had Rustam at it, Killian's been out and had a go at it. Nobody's done it yet until just now with Vadim Timonov. I was trying to figure out the different combinations of what exactly it is you are supposed to do here on this one. Now, what I was thinking was that it was one hand on the right edge of the middle one that you can see here, another hand on the left edge of the upper one, and maybe a toe hook underneath it that would keep you on the wall. We've seen Killian try it that way, try and do a pinch between the 2 toes on the bottom section, and nothing seems to be working. And also, because I was talking to you, I've just missed out Vadim Timonov did it. So we're going to keep an eye as we move through this one. M3 then, relatively easy again. You know, you managed to, it was a couple of attempts, wasn't it? That's the one that racked your attempts.
Yep, so that one there took me 2 shots. First move was fine. Good move up to a good crimp, a bit of a Gaston, so a bit shouldery, that was okay. And you got two crimps quite close to each other. You got a right hand one, which is a little bit slopey, and then a left hand one. The left one is kind of tricky because it's got two holds screwed on there. So whilst the hold on its own might be okay, there's another hold blocking half of it. So I can only actually get 2 fingers onto it. First shot, I went up right hand, tried to get a toe hook left toe, went up left hand and just blew off it. Second shot, I tried to go a different sequence. I went right hand up first to the left hand of the 2 holds. Wasn't going to work for me, I decided, so I went back to my original sequence. Managed to get a little left heel hook on the first hold, and that was just enough to hold me into the tiny crimp. I got into the crimp, which was nice to hold anyhow, and then it was just a big move up to the last hold. It felt like a long way away, but I just gave it everything, and I was very happy to make it.
It was quite an athletic final move on that one. We've seen quite a few people falling short on that, even after they've reached the bonus, and they seem relatively comfortable around that stage. It's just
the bonus was okay, but it's progressing from there.
And then the fourth one as well. The first thing I said, well, it's matching your shirt, so you've got to do it. It's like supporting you even from the off. But it was interesting to see your attempts on that one. I mean, you managed to swing out straight away, which is something that a lot of the other athletes didn't do. Controlling that was too much and it was bringing them off the wall. But then you did some crazy stuff with your feet. You went all over the place. And then, what was it about that one on that point? Is it kind of counterintuitive? You don't want to get the heel into the bowl. You want to go the other way?
Yeah, it was kind of tricky because in my first attempt, I threw out, hit the first the second volume. I threw my foot out right because I thought that would be good to hold myself into the right hand, which it was.
Yeah, it worked.
Yeah,
it did,
it
but
really
it's going
worked.
from there on.
And then progressing to the next hold was facing the wrong way. So as soon as I reached out my left hand, I had no opposition on that foot. So then I popped off and like my body spun around, almost held it, but it just blew off. So on my second shot, I didn't want to get suckered into, well, I did get suckered in, I did it again. I got my right foot out right and then decided, no, don't do it again. So dropped my feet and then went foot out left, managed to squeeze that way between the two, just pinched it between my toes. Reached up left hand.
There on that
then
one,
once
by the
again,
look of it,
I went up
anyone
to
going to
the
be able
last
to crack
hole.
M2?
There's nothing on top of it, just this screw on the bottom of my thumb. I was pumped. I was coming off. My feet were all over the place. I didn't know what to do. And then I don't know. I just found something and I just squeezed like nothing. Managed to match it and go for the last hold. So yeah, I squeezed pretty hard but made it.
It was a really, really strong run. I mean, the flash straight away must have put you in a good mindset from the off. M2 could have knocked you back a little bit, sent you off, kilter, but you stayed, focused onto M3 and then onto M4 as well. So 3 tops in 5 attempts at the moment, putting you right at the very top of the leaderboard. We're also seeing difficulties with some of the other athletes that we would expect to come out and show us all up, by now with 4 flashes. We're not seeing that today, which is really interesting. This could be your second final, the first one of this year. Now, you said to me yesterday when we were chatting that this year you're here to do it. You're sticking with the whole season. Last year you had your first final. You're hoping to keep pushing it this year. Yeah. How are you feeling in yourself?
I'm feeling really good. I suppose it's been living in Australia. It's a long way to any comps. So the last real comps I did was the World Cups last year. I needed half of them last year, so it's been almost 12 months, I suppose, to my last comps. Been training hard back at home with mate Tom and everyone else at the gym. And yeah, I was coming into this season confident. I was coming into this season. No matter how I feel, I was telling myself I'm confident I'm going to do it. I was just stoked to make semis in the first comp. So generally it takes a few comps for me to warm up. So making semis, I was stoked. And hey, to finish 3 problems in the semis, I'm really happy. So hey, if I make finals, fantastic. If I don't, I'm still really happy.
Good form for the start of the rest of the year. Great start.
Great warm up, that's for sure.
James, great to speak to you. I hope to speak to you in finals.
Thank you very much. Hopefully we do.
Okay, so here we are then with Jorg over on M2 and Stöhr on F2 now. Moving out onto the start with Mina Markovic and Uji Kokoro on F1 and M1. Last climb here for Rei Sugimoto, Yuki Kobayashi. Fantastic performance from Vadim Timonov. He does well on these next 2 blocks. He could be a challenger here for the top spot for James. Both Anna and Jorg just taking their time. First minute, just have a little look at how they're going to do this, where they need to go. To see the analytical side of things coming out in both of these athletes. So we know that M2 can be cracked. Let's just see how many athletes manage to do it. I've got to keep an eye out now for myself for the beta on this one, see how these athletes do actually manage to do it. Anna quickly onto the bonus here on F2. Penultimate hold. This is the move that cost a couple of athletes the flash. Is it going to be so for Stöhr? No chance. Nice and steady, straight up to the top. Great performance. It's looking like Anna's back to dominate again for another year. Mina Markovic having a tricky time with the slab here. F1.
紧张的心情当中，我们所有的这边现场的志愿者啊，大家都辛苦了，还有我们工作人员，很多都是我们重庆本地的邻友，真的是重庆市过来对攀岩是非常友好，包括广大姨妈。谢谢。再次来一次，国际攀岩世界杯攀岩赛，重庆江北国家队的比赛现在是在紧张的进行当中。
Mina up onto the bonus here on F1. Taking a time here now on F1. His last few moves really tricky. In fact, all of F1 is a very delicate procedure. Despite that middle mantle where you just have to muscle your way up. Too much of a swing out there. Mina down onto the ground. 1 minute left on the clock. Jorg again having a tough time on M2. And F4 seems to be the new really tricky one as well. Mina, much like Momoka, actually, predominantly a lead climber, but also a boulder as well. We know that she trains on pretty much a boulder-only wall. Has to travel to go to a lead wall, despite being the one of the champions of women's lead climbing. I've actually been to the gym that she trains at, and there isn't much in the way of slabs there. It's a big roof section boulder gym. It's looking like that one's stumped her as well here, despite this actually isn't that much of a slab problem. Once you're into the midsection, and after that, it's a bit of a power section. Now here's a pair that should be dealing pretty well with problem 2. Alex Puccio should be able to muscle her way through F2 fairly easily. And Jan Hoyer definitely has the maximum output in the power to try and compress his way on this earlier section. And just pump his way up to the top. Kilian now on the final climb. Dimitri Sharafutdinov and Yula Worm here now as well. On problem 1, Yula Worm straight up above the mantle here, trying to sort those feet out. Here goes Jan. He's the first guy that, yep, he's just going to come off the wall there. Unbelievable. Jan just powering his way straight through that. Finger strength alone, straight up to the next section. Very, very impressive stuff from Jan Hoyer. Forget the feet, I'll deal with them later. Oh, straight onto the top. Unbelievable from Jan. Nice and quick, no messing about. Just give in to the pinch, rely on it. Such a strong competitor. Unbelievable year last year for him, and we're hoping that he's going to start to push forward again this year as well. His first gold last year. Yula Worm up to the top as well on F1. Germans are looking strong here. So Dimitri, Kilian, still fighting here. Alex working her way up F2. Marine Thevenet down there, you can see on F3 as well, working with this double dyno. moving up into the inner crescent here. He's going to go lower height. He's going high over the donut. That's the bonus for him. Awesome move here. Keep the hips into the wall and take this slow. Too fast, Dimitri. Kilian again stumped on M4, not having a good run here at all. Very surprising for him. It's this swing out here. Having a tough time with things. Alex struggle as well. Marina's made that crossover, that double dyno onto the bonus hold. Now how's she going to go around getting up onto the next section? Hand up here. Going up with the right leg by the look of things. Looks like it's going to shoot her straight off the wall if she lets go. Nope, she's managed to rock up quick enough, and there is a top there for Marine Thevenet. Nicely done. Roughly a minute left on the clock. Alex Puccio. Quick little campus straight up onto the top. Took her a couple of attempts though on that one, F2. Kilian's managed that swing out, but he's doing exactly what James Casey did earlier. Which is not the way to go about things. He's got to switch them feet back round. Is he going to spot that? Unfortunately, down onto the ground again. As James was saying a few moments ago, it's sort of counterintuitive, this problem. You want to go back on yourself on M4 and get your foot into the dish before you slap up to the penultimate hold, and then move your foot across onto that green hold on the right. Foothold there. Instead of going straight up. Just Kilian then here, and with 10 seconds it's looking like he's leaving it there. So, now then, new athletes out on problem 1. Guillaume Glaremondet, Gigi on M1, I hope for France, and Shauna Coxey on F1, I hope for Great Britain. Anna Stöhr out onto F3. Anna likes the dynamic problems, so this should be quite straightforward for her. Also keep an eye on Vadim Timonov, see how he gets on M4 here, having cracked M2. The top here is going to put him in pretty good stead for a shot at the finals. Foxy up onto the bonus hold here, as is Guillaume. Sean is relatively good at slabs. She proved that yesterday as well. We are now into our final few athletes. Shauna, the first of 2 athletes that managed 5 tops in 5 attempts yesterday, 5 flashes. The one after this will be Akio Noguchi. They're the only 2 that managed all 5 of the blocks yesterday. Not only that, but they did it in flashes. Very nice movement here. Bit of campusing at the top. Nice and secure. Shauna Coxey with a flash on F1. Guillaume staring into the eye of the donut. Nina up onto the bonus hold here on no problem 2. Sassol with the final climb on F4. Guillaume managing to get over onto the crescent now. He's gone high with that left foot. There we go, down again. So he's got the right on there as well. Just a bit of a slip there. It wasn't too fast. Still got 2 minutes to play with as well. Nina Markovic having a tough time on that final move on F2. Fujikokoro on M2 as well. Tricky M2. ，Guillaume a little bit slower this time. Nice and straight up to the top with a minute left on the clock. A top for Guillaume Guérin-Mondé for France on M1. Good start for these athletes now. He was in a strong position coming into the semi-finals as well. 5 tops in 6 attempts yesterday. 1 attempt short of a perfect run. In 45 seconds, we're going to see 2 athletes that had an absolutely perfect run yesterday. They will be Akio Noguchi and Jerne Kruder for Slovenia. Mina still fighting here. Mina Markovic on the penultimate hold, F2. 28 seconds left on the clock. Not quite. Has she got enough time to get up there again, or is she going to call it a day? It's looking like Mina's calling it there. Sharafutinov back up. Yulavern back up. Kyo about to come out. Alex about to get started as well. Alex Puccio and Jan Hoyer as well on problems 3. Last climb for Roland Rubens and Marine Thevenet. And here's Jerne Kruder and Akio Noguchi. Jerne renowned for his bizarre haircuts. The only male athlete yesterday to flash every single problem in the qualifying rounds. Very strong start from him. Jan Hoyer is here to win this year by the look of things. Very, very impressive performance from the off. That's already looking like he's earned himself a place in the finals, and he's still got a climb yet to come. Definitely someone to watch out for this year. Jan Hoyer for Germany. We had a chat with him yesterday. Give you a sneaky peek at that a little bit later on. Dimitri very, very nearly on M2 as well. This is getting exciting.
号线路要进行尝试啊，同样1号男子线路是来自斯洛文尼亚的业内，哇，身材非常的高。好，没错，现在男子以及女子出场的1号线路选手，也是我们这次半决赛出场的最后一组的选手了。
Very impressive performance there from Dmitry Sharafudinov. Making up for the attempts on M1. F4 has definitely been the bane for the girls here. Good effort there from Marine Thevenet. We're about to see Anna Stöhr coming out onto F4, so this might be one to keep your eyes peeled to. Again, this looks like her kind of problem. Let's see how she gets on. Jorg Verhoeven, one of the tallest climbers here. Is he going to be able to manage this swing out on F4? Nobody now on F1. All of our athletes have been out. They are out and working at the moment. Shauna Coxey, Guillaume Gleron-Mondet on problem 2. Fujika Koro and Mina Markovic on problem 3. And Anna Stöhr, Jorg Verhoeven on their last climb of the semis, trying to secure a place in the finals. Just 6 out of our 20 athletes for the women and 6 out of our 20 athletes for the men able to go forward into the final later on. They get some time to have a bit of a rest while the route setters reset this wall to make it even harder. A completely new set of blocks still yet to come later on today. We build into the excitement of an IFSC bouldering final, the first IFSC bouldering final 2014. Looking forward to that. Here's Anna on the tough move then. Very nearly, but not quite. And there you are, our spare camera now giving you a bit of a better angle. You can see the overhang on M2 there in the top left-hand corner that Guillaume's working with at the moment. Very difficult problem. Jan Hoyer has been by far the most impressive performance on that one. Just walked up like it was nothing. Shauna on F2 then. Penultimate hold here. Take it steady. And she manages to stick it. Very impressive there from Shauna Coxey. Up and down over the last few years. Turned up in the 2012 season. Made all the finals. And then broke her leg. Was in and out in the 2013 season. And even though she was in and out in the 2013 season, still very nearly took the 3rd place overall away from Alex Puccio, who currently holds on to it. And now she's back, 2014. I was actually reading an interview with her just yesterday saying that she actually now thinks that the breaking of her leg was a blessing. Put things into perspective for her. Very nice there from Guillaume Gleron-Mondet. Looking good this year. Another all or nothing climber. Sometimes gets a little bit frustrated. And here's Mina Markovic then on F3. This dynamic move. Again, not one of her favourites. It's a predominant lead climber. It is an unusual thing. And again, having been to her gym, there's not really space to jump. York, you see there taking the top and just having a chat to himself halfway up towards the top. What are you doing? Why is it taking you this long? Of course, that's how you do it. Still a good finish for him. 1 minute left. Fuji Kokoro and Mina Markovic on F3 here now then. The last two competitors on the wall at the moment. Mina not quite getting enough height here on this one. Not enjoying the jump at all. She's going to do it that way. She's got to be quick enough to get up onto the bonus hold as well. She is relatively small, but not overly short. Another rotation, Yulo out onto female problem 3 now with Dmitry Sharafutinov. Eula, exactly the right way to go about things. She knows what she's got to do. It's just landing it right on that double dyno. Manages to stick it now this time. German team looking very strong this year. Very confident. You can see again, straight up, no messing around there at all with feet. Just straight up to the top from Yulo, already back down into ISO, just under 4 minutes. So she did that in about a minute square. Coming out here out of the 5 that she had. Jan Hoyer again, straight up onto M4. He will be in the finals. I don't think there's anyone that can stop him now at the moment. Fantastic performance there for him. So at the moment the standings are the ones that we have updated at the moment. It's Jan Hoyer there with 3 tops in 4 attempts, 3 bonuses in 4 at the top of the list. James Casey for Australia in second place, 3 tops in 5, 3 bonuses in 4. Vadim Timonov then in third with 3 tops in 8, 3 bonuses in 8. Then it is Dmitry Sharafutinov in 4th place at the moment with 2 tops in 3, 2 bonuses in 2. Jorg Verhoeven in 5th with 2 tops in 4, 2 bonuses in 3. And then Chon Young-won of Korea in 6th at the moment with 1 top in 2 attempts, 3 bonuses in 6. Guillaume's results have yet to be completely updated, but it is clear at the moment Kilian is far, far out of this final. Surprise for us here. Yone Kruda on M2 now. So you want to full screen for a moment then. Have a little look at how Yone is going to get on with this. 1 minute 42 seconds left on the clock here. He's got the power to do this, he's just got to commit to the pinch and figure out the beater. And the one thing that Yone has been stumped by a million times before in the past is how he reads a problem. His beater, how he figures out how to deal with a block have been a tricky one for him over the past couple of years. Yone with 24 seconds left on the clock here. Doesn't look like he's sure of this one at all. Looking like he's going to leave it there as well. Not a problem. If he saves himself for the final 2 blocks here, he's still got a nice firm chance of making it through into the finals. James Kasey currently leading the pack. It only takes 3 to get you there. So, back out then. On to problem 3, Shauna Coxey and Guillaume Glaramonde. And we now have on problem 4, Mina Markovic and Fuji Kokoro. Let's see how Shauna gets on with this dynamic third problem. Guillaume's definitely got the 8th index to deal with that big reach at the top of F3. Shauna then with the first attempt. You can see Mina there in the background just working away on F4. Okay, so she knows what she's got to do as well, just like Jule Worm does. Or did rather, earlier on. Jule did the same thing, popped on the first attempt, came down. Got it on a second, Jule did. Can Shauna do the same? Guillaume straight up onto the bonus. Spin off there, Shauna very nearly, but not quite. Fuji Kokoro on M4. Trying to do a quick 1-2 on that one. Into the bonus. This is tricky for Shauna. This is going to rack up her attempts here, and she knows it. Mina struggling with the plate there, crossing over, going for a pinch. And Shauna sticks it. Gets the bonus hold. That's going to push her attempts up. It shouldn't be a problem if she can get all the tops in. At a top, well, she's had 2 flashes already so far. And there's a top again for her now. Pushing her up further onto the finalists. She was in 6th after her second block, so she was already in the final after just 2 blocks. This one now as well, with 3 tops. Akio is the one that can challenge her and start to push her out, but that should move Shauna up into 5th at the very least, which will make her safe. Because there's only Akio to follow her, and even if Akio bests her from now on, Shauna can only get pushed down into 6th place. So Shauna Coxey now up into 3rd place at the moment. Nice and secure there. And Mina Markovic at the moment in 18th place with no tops. Bad run here for Markovic. Guillaume about to make another attempt here. Up onto the bonus. Tough time moving up onto that final move. As James Kasey was saying earlier when we had a chat with him, it's just a matter of just going for it. It feels like it's just physically impossible. Too long a reach, that final move on problem 3. It's just a matter of pushing forward and going for it. Big move ahead of Mina now. That's the one that stumped all of the female athletes so far. 33 seconds. Fuji Kikoro looking good here. One move away. Oh, just manages to stick it. Very nicely done. Good finish there for him. Nina's not had a good day today at all. 6 seconds left on the clock, that is it for her. Get ready for another rotation here. Welcome back out Kyo Noguchi, Yone Kruda, Yulia Verm for her last climb, Dmitry Sharafutinov for his last climb. Kyo just analysing this dyno here. Bit of a specialty for her. Bouldering is her strong suit. Finished up in 2nd last year. The only one that really stood a chance of challenging Anna Stöhr as we moved through last year. 7 gold medals out of the 8 competitions went to Anna Stöhr last year. And the one where she didn't take the gold, she took silver. Unbelievable, what a run. And Anna is now back again with us and at present leading the pack at this stage of the competition. The first bouldering comp of 2014 as well. There you are, Akia with the 2nd time. A little bit shaky, but managing to secure it. Going for that rock over. Debating whether to take the penultimate hold, the blue one. Doesn't rely on it very much at all, switches over, and there's the top. 2nd attempt there for Akio Noguchi. Strong performance though so far. Straight back into isolation. Time to relax. Dmitry Sharafutinov doing crazy legs here on M4. Completely different beaters to what we've seen before. Doesn't matter. Still going right the way up to the top. Impressive there from Dmitry. Kruda staring at this Boeing black problem on M3. I was told the other day that the Russians, or specifically Dmitry, have this strange thing that just before a competition he eats only boiled eggs. Just like 5 boiled eggs a day, and that's it. Doesn't eat anything else. I wouldn't recommend it myself. Whatever he's doing, something is clearly working, but it's an interesting dietary requirement for bouldering. This is to try and cut down on the body weight ratio, which I was actually talking to Jan Hoyer about just yesterday, about whether he has any specific training requirements for the body weight ratio, considering that he's one of the bigger guys, a large muscle mass there, has to keep the weight down to a certain amount, because it is all about how much you can carry yourself. You can hear about that interview as well later on in the final. We're going to be playing a couple of interviews, also a longer interview with Anna Stöhr later on for you as well. About last year, that incredible run of gold medals. Yulia making a nice pop up there to that penultimate hold on F4, not quite managing to stick it. Nobody has so far. Kruda with an attempt on M3.
子斯洛文尼亚的耶利叶再次向男子3号线的环球出去。男子选手106号耶利叶的非常高身高臂展。最后1分钟1 minute。
Yulo with another attempt. Can somebody crack F4 for us? And she's managed to stick it, and she's matched it now as well, proving once again that the Germans are really on form at the start of this year. Incredible performance there. There it is, Yulo. Fantastic job from the route setting team here. Jackie Godoff on the team. Although our chief here is Mathieu. We'll be hearing from him later on as well. So there we have it. All the blocks are absolutely doable. They're just tough. Really lovely problems here for the semi-final stage. Excited now to see what it's going to be like in the finals. Shauna Coxey, final climb of the day. 3 tops so far. She's going to be able to mirror what Yulo Verme has just done, and Guillaume Clairemonde, also a very strong performance so far. Let's see how he gets on here. Shauna makes a start. Guillaume mastering that swing out straight away. Campus to the bonus. He's got his foot in the right place. Pop up with the right hand. Switch foot. Unbelievable. What a way to read beater. Spotted that straight away. He's taking his foot off that other foothold though. He's going for the match here on the pyramid. Slap up to the top. Beautiful flash there from Guillaume Clairemonde. Very impressive stuff. Definitely securing himself a place in the finals. Shauna still on the mat then here. 2 minutes and 45 seconds roughly left on her clock. Enough time for another attempt. She's in good standing at the moment as it is. She was in third just a few moments ago. Two minutes left here. Less than a minute, Shauna gets back onto the wall again, struggling with this first crossover onto the plate, like we saw from Mina Markovic a little bit earlier on. Getting it this time. Onto the pinch again. Hand across, 39 seconds. Just a little bit too much of a swing there, and it's looking like Shauna's going to leave it there, actually, even with 30 seconds left. Yes, she is. Should still be safe. As you can see, a massive crowd here gathered at Chongqing. It's going to get even more packed later on tonight. One more set of climbers yet to come, Akio Noguchi and Yone Kruda. And then we will have our setup for our finals later on. We're going to take a short break then. We'll be back around 2:15 to get ready for the speed final. We'll be bringing you from here as well. And then later on tonight, we've got the finals of the bouldering. New set of blocks, new set of rules, and some new faces by the look of things as we move into tonight. It's going to be a good one. And here we go, Akio Noguchi, Yone Kruda. Bit too quick there from Yone. Akio completely secure on the pinch as she goes over here. Straight out with the left. Find the positioning. Big slap up, first time, secures it. This is why she is such a highly respected and highly ranked athlete in the world. Almost effortless. Very elegant, straight to the top. Akio Noguchi, incredible performance there from her. Plenty of time left on the clock, making it look easy. So it's just Kruda. So at the moment it's looking like our top 6 for the men's are going to be Dmitry Sharafutinov with 4 tops in 9 attempts. The only male athlete to have topped every single block so far here. Jan Hoyer in second with 3 tops in 4 attempts, 4 bonuses in 9. James Casey in third place with 3 tops in 5, 3 bonuses in 4. He'll be very pleased with that. Guillaume Guérin-Mondé in 4th place, 3 tops in 8, 4 bonuses in 7. Vadim Timonov in 5th for Russia with 3 tops in 8, 4 bonuses in 8. And Jörg Verhoeven in 6th place with 2 tops in 4 attempts and 3 bonuses in 7. At the moment, Yone Kruda is all the way down in 16th place on the rankings here with 1 top in 5 attempts, 2 bonuses in 2. Which means even if he gets this one, looking at the top 6 here, 2 tops in 4 attempts from Jörg Verhoeven are going to still beat whatever Yone Kruda can pull off here on problem 4, as he's already got 5 attempts from his first top. So it's looking like we're pretty secure in our top 6 at the moment. Our male athletes making it through to the final tonight. Great news for James Casey, and it's to be expected from Dimitri and Jan now, being expected for him making finals. Also from Guillaume. Nice to see Vadim Timonov as well, firing his way into the finals. Relatively young athlete as well, born in 1992. And Jörg Verhoeven in 6th, another frequent competitor in the finals. But some nice new faces, some nice surprises. Unfortunate for Yone Kruda, such a strong show in the qualification rounds. 5 flashes, the only male athlete to get 5 flashes during the qualification stage. And he's just had a tough ride of things in the semis. Can only really apologise for the DJ. Had a whole day of it yesterday. The same 4 songs. And at a decibel that could explode a whale. Looking at the women's rankings then, Anna Stöhr in first place, no surprises there. 4 tops in 6 attempts, 4 bonuses in 5. Alex Puccio in second place, 4 tops in 7 attempts, 4 bonuses in 5. Jule Worm in third place with 4 tops in 8 attempts, 4 bonuses in 6. At the moment, Akio Noguchi in 4th with 3 tops in 4 attempts, 4 bonuses in 5. I believe we are waiting on an update. Possibly, no, we might not be actually. 4 bonuses in 5 here. That is showing that she's attempted all 4 blocks. Still, 4th place, making it into the finals. Shauna Coxey in 5th place. 3 tops in 6 attempts, 4 bonuses in 7. And Marine Stevenet in 6th. For France with 3 tops in 14 attempts, 3 bonuses in 8. Very impressive. Very strong performance from Petra Klingler as well. It is worth noticing in 8th place here with 2 tops in 2. 4 bonuses in 8. Yone Kruder having a bad time there, and that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Those are your semi-finals over here in Chongqing for the bouldering. We're going to take a brief break now. We're going to be back with you with the speed finals at around about 2:15 local time to us here in China. And we look forward to seeing you guys a little bit later on. We're going to have a brief look at the results as they stand. We are waiting for them to be updated, and of course always remember it can take quite a bit of time for them to be officially approved by the team that are here from the IFSC. It can take up to 20 minutes to have everything absolutely approved if there are appeals. Shouldn't take too long though to get those up online. I'm being told they are actually still updating those, and that we are having a check-up on those. So for now, guys, we are going to leave it there, I'm afraid. We'll be back with you at 2:15 local time to us for the Speed Finals, the first Speed World Cup in 2014. Hopefully you've enjoyed the semi-finals here at the bouldering, and we'll see you guys soon.
以上时间